So I want to know if you feel seen, heard, and validated and represented by the media you watch, if you fit into a certain micro minority group, because apparently a lot of people feel Hollywood still hasn't done enough in terms of representation. After all of these years of checking boxes, they just have not done enough work. And I saw this viral tweet asking, question for whoever sees, they're needing to specify people who aren't blind, by the way. Are there any aspects of yourself that you feel have never been properly represented in media? Doesn't matter what it is, just a trait of yourself that you have never seen. And the replies were so unhinged. It's actually just, it sent me. I didn't know people like this still existed.
They didn't go anywhere just because, look, I mean, to be fair, if you went to Blue Sky, you'd probably find more of them.
Yeah, these are Blue Sky people who somehow wandered onto X.
That's going to be the new slur. You you're a Blue Sky.
Yeah. So
Continue.
here was the first one. Maladaptive daydreaming. Every time a character is a daydreamer, it's portrayed as something positive and cute. I would like to see something where they explore how unhealthy and damaging it can be.
Okay. I'm guessing that with most of these, the problem is none of it makes for actual fun storytelling.
No, it's just solipsistic garbage.
Yeah.
I just want to see like my quirky traits in a movie or a TV show just so that I can feel important. Like that's what they're all saying. Another one, maybe picky eaters who aren't little kids. There are a lot of teens and young adults with ARFID. And while I was never diagnosed, I grew up with intense anxiety around trying new food. It affected my social life, and I often felt very misunderstood. Now, if you're not familiar with ARFID is a trendy new eating disorder you can find a lot of TikTok content about. It's called Avoidant Restrictive Food Intake Disorder, and it literally means, like, every person who claims to have ARFID is most often morbidly obese, and they refuse to eat anything other than like MSG seed oil slop from fast food restaurants. That's pretty much it.
Oh
like
my God.
Their eating disorder is that they refuse to eat anything other than like chicken nuggets.
So, okay. So I am a very picky eater.
You are.
I'm a very
Do you have
picky
ARFID?
eater. I don't have ARFID.
Are you a sufferer of ARFID?
And
It sounds like the sound of like puking. It sounds like a dad's sneeze.
It's what happens when an
No.
what happens when an aardvark throws up.
It's the sound of a dad sneeze. ARFID.
Yeah. So I am a very, very, very picky eater. I probably eat the same 3 to 4 things all the time.
Yeah.
Olivia can attest because that's what I have for dinner. And you know what? It would be extremely stupid and boring in a story. I guess you could. The other thing that I think that they probably don't understand is, like, because it matters so much to them, they think it needs to be front and center. Where something like this would never be front and center for a character. It would be something secondary that's just kind of thrown in there to, you know, round out the character's traits. So there's nothing interesting about this. And you know what? That's okay. Your ARFID doesn't need to be represented on screen.
Another user said, I have never seen anything representative of the positive aspects of borderline personality disorder. It's not all negative. And when asked for an example of what's so positive about having a personality disorder, they said, it essentially makes you feel everything intensely. It can make good moments feel more wonderful than they otherwise would.
Oh, boy.
You're not quirky. You're not a manic pixie dream girl because you have borderline personality disorder. You're insufferable to everyone around you. Grow up.
A huge part of current year society is that everything is about finding that thing about yourself that sets you apart from everybody else. The problem is everybody's using the same things to set themselves apart from everybody else, which is why you see so much of what we heard in the ARFID one, which is like, I was never diagnosed, but the human beings are just a spectrum of personality types and traits. And you're like, I actually had like a very long post that I think I ended up not posting, which was like, you're not special and that's okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not special And that's okay. There's very little in the way that sets me apart from the average everyday person. I probably have all of the same positives and negatives as anybody else. I get anxiety around people, probably about as much as most people get anxiety around other people. Not a huge fan of being in groups. Guess what? Lots of other people are like that too. It's not quirky. It's not funny. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's not interesting. There's nothing unique about it. There is actual power in accepting that you're not special.
Well,
we are not special.
What does...
All the lot of us. Not special.
I mean, here's the thing. My view is everyone is unique and special in some way. But you don't need to assert that to the world. And what makes you unique or special is either something that you excel at, like a talent or skill that you have built over time, or it's the way that you treat other people that leaves an impression on them.
Well, nobody wants to do that one anymore because everybody's a dick.
And all of these traits are just like, here's something that's like wrong with me that I identify with. Another one is selective mutism. There is a lot of characters that don't talk, but I don't know of any who have been confirmed to not be able to speak because of selective mutism.
Does that mean that they just choose not to talk?
I remember the Kristen Stewart movie, right? Wasn't it called Speak?
I don't know.
She was
selectively mute. Selective mutism means that they choose not to talk?
I don't know. The lines are blurred.
It was like that one. Remember that like that Instagram reel about the girl who was like selective wheelchair use or whatever.
Oh yeah, optional
wheelchair use or whatever.
Yep. Another one said, what was this next one? Oh, being a white Latino. Okay. Another one said OCD is so wrongly portrayed. While there are people who do have stereotypical symptoms shown in media, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Another one regarding OCD said they have rarely gotten to see OCD represented well, and I have yet to see OCD in any other light than you care too much about things being clean, how quirky, and it's made fun of or simply grown out of.
You and I, in the cosmic grand scheme of things, will eventually disappear into the ether. You know, I'm speaking to you, the audience.
This isn't crazy. Borderline personality disorder, like, bro, we weren't born crazy. We're traumatized human beings that just feel things on a deeper scale than the average person.
That's the most narcissistic thing you can possibly say.
Why do we get written as the worst people to ever grace the earth in movies and TV shows? If you know anyone in your life that is diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, you know how bullshit that is. Like, they actually are insufferable to be around.
Look.
Another one said, I'd love to see more representation of the effects of helicopter neglect, parents being so overbearing and doing everything for their children that they don't know how to complete basic tasks.
Well, people have that conversation all the time. I don't even know what.
Another one that was genuinely insane. Assertiveness in women. Not the inauthentic girl boss kind, but a real enforcement of boundaries in an emotionally intelligent but firm way coming from a woman.
That's just not interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely a shortage of assertive female characters in media today.
That's just not interesting. Like, what she just described is ridiculous. Or I guess that could have been a guy. Whoever just described that it just sounds boring. Like, nobody watches movies for, like, polite assertiveness.
That's not interesting. This was also listed as a deformity that needs more representation. I never see cleft palates represented in media. The closest I've seen is cleft lip in people's OCs, but rarely and never on big media. So they want to see people with cleft lips.
You know, they try to stay away from it. That show Beauty and the Beast, where this guy has the most perfectly placed scar to not damage his attractiveness. They even got rid of that in season 2 by just hand waving it away with storytelling. They're like, oh, it's gone now, because they didn't want to sit there and do the makeup.
Well, they're like, gee, why are people that are on screen for a living better looking?
Also, if they do the cleft palate story, then there's going to be arguments because they're going to put Leonardo DiCaprio with a cleft palate, and they'll be like, why isn't it a person with an actual cleft palate? They'll be like, well, you know, there are no actors with a cleft palate with, you know, enough star power. I think the only actor that I can think of that has something like that is Johnny Whitworth, who was in Blind Spot, and he was like an extra, or he was like a secondary character in old seasons of CSI Miami. But look up Johnny Whitworth, and he's got like, it's like the remnants of a cleft palate on his upper lip in the most like unbothersome way you've ever seen. Like, it does not take away from what he looks like, but it's there.
Another one was trichotillomania and dermatillomania, hyper hair pulling and skin picking disorders, never properly represented in media because it's never in media to begin with. I want to see it talked about and acknowledged beyond Facebook support groups. Fuck off.
Yeah, just no.
This person also has their Blue Sky handle in bio. Another one is DID, which is dissociative identity disorder, formerly known as multiple personality disorder.
Watch the, if you want to see a problematic, hilarious version of that, watch the Criminal Minds episode about dissociative identity disorder.
I will never entertain the moral grandstanding around the movie Split. It was so stupid how people pretended to be like offended by that. Oh, this is another one. IBS. It's socially considered a funny disorder at this point. And I don't think anyone realizes it comes with incurable, lifelong, daily bouts of agonizing pain without treatment. Plus, it's really hard to get doctors to take you seriously about abdominal pain. Yeah, we need protagonists in movies and TV shows to uncontrollably shit their pants so that you can feel better about yourself.
That's what they should have done.
Are you fucking serious?
That's what they should have done with Reed Richards. If they really wanted to humanize Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four, they would have given him IBS.
Wow.
Listen, I think you get it.
Okay, this was my favorite one, though. Just to end with.
Yeah.
I've never seen a man like myself represented in media. Handsome, aggressive, and with a lot of money.
Yeah, it's never been done before. Guys, just remember that in the grand scheme of things, none of us actually matter, and all of your most individualistic quirks and eccentricities will only matter to the people in your life that actually love you. That doesn't make it interesting enough to tell a story about it on the big screen, so you should focus inwards and the people in your life that actually care about you, rather than wondering if your IBS is interesting enough to make a movie about.
I want Captain Marvel to have IBS.
Exactly.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.